Today, I am building an old-school but wonderful kit as a Tamiya tribute build, one of the two sprue wonders, the P-51B Mustang in 1/48 scale. With a low parts count but nice rivet details and recessed panel lines, this 30-year-old kit still holds up really well against modern kits. In some ways, it's a refreshing build, simple but good details that build into a nice finished model. I primed the cockpit parts with Ammo MiG's one-shot, flat black primer before moving to the zinc chromate interior green. I also painted the side walls of the cockpit at this stage. There are some injector pin marks, but when the cockpit is installed, they are not visible. I used regular acrylics to do most of the detail work. The cockpit includes a nice amount of detail here. Just a little paint in the right places to highlight control panels, switches, and dials goes a long way. Dry fitting the cockpit would go pretty well. After some final test fits, I was ready to join the fuselage halves. I decided not to do any weathering inside the cockpit as the canopy was going to be closed, so you will not be able to see most of it. I opened up the holes for the drop tank hardpoints, but I didn't use the drop tanks. My goal was to represent the aircraft as it would be having just returned from a long escort mission. The fuselage fit pretty well, but I think I didn't quite get some of the alignment right. But with a little work, everything came together. The engineering here is unique, with the upper surfaces of the wing being installed after the fuselage. The joint between wing and fuselage was great. Flaps were installed in the kit supplied down position to replicate the plane after landing. I primed the entire model just like the cockpit with Ammo MiG's one-shot flat black primer. I have been getting increasing tip dry and some other difficulties with this primer, but it's manageable. For the main color on the upper surfaces, I used some rattle can Tamiya olive drab. I had to be careful not to go too heavy, but this paint layer turned out nicely. The lower surfaces were airbrushed with Tamiya's neutral gray. Early war Mustangs sported this color scheme well into 1944 before eventually shifting to a bare metal look most often seen on the D model P-51. This was done mostly to copy the bomber crews who believed that shedding paint to save weight may increase the bomber's speed slightly. There is a perhaps fictitious account of a British pilot telling an American Mustang pilot that the Germans will be able to easily see the bare metal aircraft from greater distances, to which the American supposedly replied, "That's the point." There is a lot of debate about the color of the gear bays. I only went with interior green here because that's what I did on my Edward Mustangs. I painted the white identification stripes, as painted marks like this look better than the decals and can be weathered easily. The 4th Fighter Group started using this white identification bands to help in dogfighting, as the wing profile of a P-51 looked visually similar to a German 109. Some groups also put a white stripe on the tail. The paint scheme and decals is that of USAAF ace Don Gentile. Gentile was the quintessential fighter pilot. Skillful, courageous, sometimes reckless, and a handsome figure to grace the newsreels. His P-51 Mustang was photographed often, so there are ample reference photos to use. Gentile initially flew Spitfires with the RAF in No. 133 Squadron as a member of Eagle Squadron. After transferring to American service, he first flew P-47 Thunderbolts before eventually flying Mustangs. Gentile would receive a litany of awards, most noteworthy his 2 Distinguished Service Crosses for separate but similar incidents, during which he shot down 3 German fighters in a single mission. He would end the war with 19 to 20 victories depending on the source. He was infamously grounded by his stern CO Don Blakesley on his final mission when he crashed his P-51 while trying to show off for the press that had come to see him at the airfield. He would not return to combat, but would remain as one of the enduring figures of the air war over Europe. The kit decals are a bit thick, but with some mark fit strong, they settle down. The surface was prepped with a gloss coat before using microset. Gentile's Mustang is a busy scheme with a lot of personalized markings. Next, I did a pin wash for the panel lines, which was cleaned up with white spirits. To replicate some dirt and grime, I attempted to do some work with oils. I'm not very good with oil paint, and it's still a developing skill for me, but with each build, I try to learn and get better. After completing the final install of landing gears and other bits, I sealed all my work in with a matte clear coat. Removing the canopy masking was the last step, and this build was complete. Thanks for watching this build video. Like and subscribe to the Aerodrome for more content.